And we start Stream the Machine, episode 10, in 3, 2, we're recording, 1.
Oh, bro, it's just like, dude, you get the best barrels ever, dude. Just like, you pull in, and you just get spit right out of them, and you just drop in and just smack the lip, whoop-ah, drop down, snap, ah, and then after that, you just drop in, you just ride the barrel and get pitted, so pitted like that.
Can't have sex with bones.
You're listening to a Fly Science Productions podcast. Welcome to Stream the Machine. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the 10th episode of Stream the Machine.
Hitting double digits.
Hitting double digits, man. Tony DePalma, how you doing today?
Doing pretty good.
As everybody knows, my co-host Tony DePalma, can't do anything without him. So yeah, today's 10th episode. I'm excited. We have got, if people could see our show notes, and maybe this will be something that we'll give out, eventually. I've thought about this, giving out show notes as like some kind of prize or something, like printing them out and signing them or something, cause there's quite a bit that goes on behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Really, there's so much in today's show, like packed in, that we can try and deliver to you. We are just going to be firing on all cylinders. So I'm excited. I guess we should just go ahead and get started rather than waste everybody's time. Okay, so first of all, yes, 10th episode, awesome stuff. We got a lot going for you. Not really a big deal, but you know what? It's double digits, and it's a good number because it's a lot of people don't always continue. They do one podcast, they do two, and that's it. So congrats to us, 10th episode, awesome. Wanted to mention that we have a new segment on the site. It's called Plus or Minus Infinity. I posted about this, I think, last Saturday after the show because we weren't sure how things were going yet when the show started. But have you had a chance to check any of this out, Tony?
I have not. My week's been pretty crazy.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot. You've got insane stuff going on. Basically, I've got a buddy, Clarence. He is really interested in a lot of this stuff. He's got a degree in, I believe, astrophysics, went to Brown University. Really smart dude. Works at the company I work at, and we talked about it, and we were like, hey, you know what? You post a lot of interesting stuff, like on Facebook. How would you like to take that stuff and throw it up on the site, kind of get people learning? Because he posts some really interesting things, and it's not all about, space or science or, some of it's just, philosophy or conjecture or, it's a lot of interesting stuff. So he came up with this idea, called it Plus or Minus Infinity. And so now we've got those on the site. It's not a show segment, so you will have to go to the site to check it out. Just go to streamthemachine.com. On the side panel, we recently revamped our page. You will see a categories list now. You can find all the shows by one click, or you can find all of his new posts now. You just got to click Plus or Minus Infinity. You can find everything that he's got. So head to the website, check that out. We're also now officially on iTunes. So no more are we just, taping things together and MacGyvering everything on the internet. We're official. We are on iTunes. Yeah. You can search us at Stream the Machine, find all our episodes there. Hit subscribe if you want all your stuff to come straight to if you got an iPhone, it'll come straight to your phone. If you just got it on your computer, it'll come straight to your computer. You don't have to go and download from the site anymore. Although you should just listen to the live show because that's better. So, and one last, by the way, Clarence also helped me with all that site stuff. Could not have done it without him. So thank you again to Clarence. He helped me with a lot of the back-end code stuff and getting the plugin set up. So awesome stuff to him. And also we have one last special announcement, but I'm not going to tell you until the end of the show. I'm just going to put it there secret, so you guys can wait for it and wonder what the whole, don't pay attention to the rest of the show, I guess. Just be excited about that one last little detail. So now that we've got the announcements out of the way, let's get the show on the road. I wanted to ask you, did you see the Will Ferrell, Chad Smith drum off with?
I did.
Okay, so yeah, I did as well. I skipped most of the opening stuff. I went straight to the drum stuff because I was looking at it at work and kind of wanted to watch it quickly. But
Yeah.
you know what? I think it was funny. I was kind of hoping Will would come out and actually play. And when he did his little first lick on the drums, I was like, oh, maybe he's actually, it was kind of believable. But then as soon as they get on to the next one, you're like, okay, that he's not drumming. But you know what? It was fun. I won't ruin how it ended in case people want to go out there and watch it. Just search Chad Smith versus Will Ferrell. And if no one knows what the significance of that is, I think we talked about it last week or the week before.
Yeah.
Chad Smith is the drummer from Red Hot Chili Peppers. Looks exactly like comedy actor Will Ferrell.
Yeah, they come on the show and they're wearing the same exact clothes, the same kind of hat.
It's uncanny.
It's pretty trippy.
When they're sitting on the actual the couch, and it's unbelievable. They look like twins. Mm-hmm. It's really impressive. Like, it's not, I don't know. You just have to look. Go watch the video. You'll see them. They come out dressed alike. Kudos to both guys, and especially with the ending, it was pretty funny, especially if you're an SNL fan of the older days. Did you know that they have new Zodiacs now for everything?
I did not.
Okay, so neither did I. This was brought up at work this week. Hold on, this website's wanting to play a video. Let's hope it doesn't. They've actually shifted all the Zodiacs. So without looking at this website, what do you think? Do you remember what your Zodiac is? Or was?
I think I'm a Gemini just because I was reading some book and the character was born around the same time I was, and he was a Gemini.
When is your birthday?
June 6th.
Okay, that sounds like you would have been a Gemini. However, you are no longer a Gemini.
Uh-oh.
You are a Taurus, according to this. Now, this is an old article, so this is old news. We are behind the times. This is 2011 that they apparently changed this up.
So I've been thinking I was a Gemini for the past 3 years.
You've been reading the wrong horoscopes for way too long. So yes, let's see here. I'm trying to find out what their specific reasons for it. It basically says that they found out that there was an extra constellation, that they hadn't been using one because they didn't like it or something like that. And so they switched up. Now there's, I think, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah, there's 13. When only there should be, normally, I think, 12. One for each month. Well, now there's an extra one. Lucky us. Yes, I used to be a Taurus. Apparently now I'm an Aries. So what it appears to be is whatever you were, you're now one step back.
Like a downgrade?
Sort of. I mean, it depends on how you want to look at it. I don't know. It's just not to give crap to anyone who actually wants to follow in horoscopes, but it's so like, who even cares? Kind of, like.
Yeah.
But I mean, I was I don't know. It's funny. It's funny to me though that they would change that to be like, well, actually, if we're going to be accurate with our horoscopes,
that's a solid point.
But I thought that'd be good to bring it up. So, let's see. I guess oh boy, I wish I did have the chat up on here. I would have posted that in the chat so everyone could look up their stuff. How
did horoscopes come into existence? Like, I get like your zodiac sign, but like horoscopes in general is like, you know what? You were born with this star over you. That means you're a really cool person.
I mean, I guess there's must be a lot of.
I just don't understand it.
Me neither, unfortunately. But that's because I've never really dived in, haven't really gotten into it. I'm sure there's an explanation for it somewhere in the field of astrology. Let's see here. Hold on a second. My sister's experiencing technical difficulties with the stream. Hold on a second. Tony, say something interesting and funny while I type to my sister.
This dog I'm babysitting, or dog sitting, is currently just driving me insane. It's staring at me.
Okay, thank you for doing that. I'm going to vote that my sister is at the wrong page. Because, as you know, we did switch Twitch pages recently. And if everyone would just go to the freaking website, that's what that website's there for. Then you could just get all that stuff embedded right into the page. So, all right, enough about zodiacs. State Google searches. Now, I'm going to preface this real quick that what I'm about to talk about is more for it's almost like Dynasty Warriors. It's about 50% truth, 50% just kind of having fun. And what it is someone did a query in states for the most search. They did a search on these terms to see what they came up as. Hold on. Good Lord. Quit talking to me in Skype, people. So anyways, they did these searches for these names. Now, what they claimed is that, not what they claimed. Actually, they don't claim this, but what they make it appear to be is that this is what the most searched for thing is in that particular state. You can pull up the leak if you want so you can see what I'm saying. It's basically for Google. So for instance, Illinois says racist jokes, claiming that Illinois people would search racist jokes more than anybody else. Now, that is true. What it doesn't say is that racist jokes is not actually the top Googled thing in Illinois. It is for racist jokes, Illinois is in the lead. That's what that means.
Okay.
So, because I saw this article and I was like, well, that's kind of funny. And I kept going back to the source, and then finally I got to an article where people were like, oh, this is kind of misleading. It's still entertaining though, because what it means is, okay, maybe racist jokes are not the number one thing searched for. It does mean that Illinois is number one when it comes to searching for racist jokes. Let's see. It looks like, oh, good Lord, I have bad geography. It looks like Virginia is Farmville. We look up Farmville more than anybody else does.
Farmville's still a thing.
I'm not sure. I haven't been receiving any invites for it.
Yeah.
But I try to block that shit anytime I can, so.
I played it a little bit.
Nice. You know what? My aunt played it, and she is a huge, old school RPG fan. I think that's what got her into it. It's just that it was kind of old school RPG like it's just got grinding and kind of leveling stuff up. So she really enjoyed that. Texas searches, do I have herpes the most?
I like that. That's
interesting. I'm trying to see what some really good ones. Surprisingly,
I like Hawaii's.
Mail order brides. No, that's Alaska. Cockfighting is Hawaii. Mail order brides is Alaska. Let's see. Like I said, my geography is terrible. I can only name the really big ones. Good Lord. Nevada is tattoo removal. They Google that more than any other state. Oh gee, is there any other funny ones? Was that Louisiana? Looks like it might be twerking.
Yep.
There's
nudist colony.
White Snake looks like West Virginia. White Snake. I mean, that's like a band from the 80s, I think. Hair metal, which is absolute garbage. So yeah, I think that's it. And then what's New Hampshire, I think, is cat picks. Yep. No, not cat pick. That's
Maine.
Maine. Good Lord!
Man,
I need to go back to dude. It's real bad. It is real bad. So yeah, that's it.
That's going to be trivia one of these next weeks. Just name that state.
It will have to be. So rather than make myself look dumb any farther, let's get on to the show. So let me tell you a little bit what this show is going to be like. We're going to have a little bit of what our normal shows are like, but we kind of want to change it up. So we are going to have on quite a few guests actually that have listened to the show at one point, whatever, hopefully are listening to the show, to sort of, kind of come on, say maybe how they found it, although it's going to be real easy because they're all family members, and talk about, whether or not they enjoy the show, whether they think it sucks, and we have a little surprise for them every time they come on. So let's try and get our first guest on the line here. We'll see how this works. This is a very ambitious episode we have today. Let's see. Do I have a guest? I'm trying to think if I have a guest segment bumper that I could use. What's funny? Well, all right. Let's see. Hold on. We're going to try our first guest again because he did not. Avery, if you are listening in, pick up Skype, you dummy. It's going to be a real boring show if this is how this happens. So here's a little disclaimer for everybody else. Have Skype ready, or have your phone next to you so when I call it that you're ready. Avery Stewart, are you on the line?
Yes, I am.
Holy shit, you are. You know what? I don't talk to my nephew very often. It's been a while. You sound like a big, scary black man.
Well, I just woke up like 15 minutes ago, so.
God, man, you don't even sound like Avery. I'm not even lying to you. You don't sound like my nephew that I know.
Yeah, I mean, it's been probably 4 years?
That's, you sure this is Avery?
Yeah.
I'm in shock. Okay, anyways, I guess we're gonna go.
Wow.
Yeah, but we've talked on Skype or something since, haven't we?
I mean, I don't even know. A lot of it's just through I never really have a headset, so I've just been typing, I guess. I've been hearing you, but.
Weird. Okay, well, anyways, rather than have a reunion with lost family members, so you're not at college right now, correct? You're back home?
No, yeah, I've been home for about 2 weeks now.
Nice. And you just recently got a PS4.
Yeah.
How are you enjoying that?
It's so awesome. It's just, to me, it's so much different than the other one.
Go ahead.
When I was playing with Kyle, I think that the speaker and the controller, when it actually is incorporated in a game, is just so cool.
You know what? It's with Dynasty Warriors, it's not bad. It's all right. But with I noticed Metal Gear Solid, all of your radio signals come in through the handset. What other games? I mean, just anytime it comes through, it's
Infamous.
Dynasty Warriors does kind of get a little annoying after a while because it's every single thing that comes through that an officer says. But
right.
I'm really excited to see what Watch Dogs has to do with it.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
Yeah, Infamous. I know there's some spray paint mini games, and when you turn the controller sideways and shake it, it rattles like an actual spray paint can.
I actually really enjoyed that as well. Infamous, I haven't really played much of it because I didn't really like it, but it did some kind of cool, innovative things that was kind of neat. So we didn't put you on the show just so we could ramble about other crap, Avery. We are going to ask you a trivia question.
All right.
Okay? Because you may not listen to the show all the time, or maybe you do. Maybe, who knows? Who even cares at this point? Here's what we're going to do, though. This is our 10th episode. So, to stick it to the people, okay? So the people that have been supporting us saying, awesome work, nice job with the show. Now we're going to be like, oh, really? And now we're going to ask you questions about our first 10 episodes. Our first 9 episodes, actually. To see how many people have actually really been listening in.
All right.
Okay, so question
Don't
for you.
Don't disappoint us.
Yes. Yeah, this good episode 11 highly depends on everyone's answers today. So good luck. Good luck, everybody. How many episodes has Tony been an official, and that's the key word, official co-host for?
Has it been 7?
Now, okay, I'm not even going to say if that's correct or not. Why would you say your answer would be 7?
Well, because Gray started out,
mm-hmm.
and then after 1 or 2 episodes, decided to leave. And then I feel like you were looking for somebody for a week, and then he came on.
Okay, here's what I'll do. I will give you, this is a half point.
Wiener poopy?
Because he's officially been a co-host for 8. He came on...
okay.
Wait a second. No, yeah, this is the 10th episode. Never mind. So he has been officially for 8, because number 2, he was not technically the official guy. He was gone for an episode, but he was still technically the official co-host. So I would have accepted 7 or 9. 8 is the actual 100% official answer. I was going to be impressed if you were going to say 7 because he had been gone for an episode. Because then I would have been like, holy shit, he actually does listen to the show. But no, that was a good job. Well, do you have any exciting things planned for today, for your Saturday? I know you have this big debut on Stream the Machine this morning. What exciting
it's,
things do you have planned?
It's Memorial Day weekend, so the pool opens. Definitely going to do that. And summer camp. I know you've heard of summer camp.
I actually, you know what? I went there 2 years ago. Jane's Addiction played. And I really don't like the bands at summer camp. Not to be condescending to anybody, but it's a hippie fest. And Jane's Addiction was going to play there. And I am a huge fan of Dave Navarro in any kind of form. And actually, Tony, did you help come paint the... You weren't part of that group that helped me paint the house that day, were you?
Oh, I was. I think me and a Tiff?
Yes, you and a Tiff and his brother. And so that day, we're all out there painting. And my parents...
forgot about it.
Right. So because my parents were lovely enough to say, you know what, Jake? This would have taken us the whole weekend to do since you brought your buddies out here to do it. How about we pay for you a ticket to go see Dave Navarro? So they paid for my summer camp ticket. Last minute, by the way. Summer camp's been going on like Friday... half a Saturday. This is like mid-Saturday that this happens. And I fly out there, I buy myself a ticket, and then I got to see Dave Navarro, one of my, probably my favorite musician of all time. But fun, a lot of fun. Other than that, never go to summer camp. But for
my buddy's got a band playing. They won there was like some battle of the bands at Cruisin's. He won, so he got to play at summer camp. So
that's
definitely
cool.
got to go.
Nice, that's exciting. You know what? I mean, there are a lot of good bands.
Farm?
What was that?
Which cruisins?
The one on Farmington.
Nice. That's like a minute from my house.
Oh, right, yeah. You're at Bradley, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Exciting stuff. Always fun. Well, good luck to you. By the way, isn't your mom's birthday something about Memorial Day?
Ooh. That's a good question.
Or no, it's not, I don't know if it's Memorial Day, or is it like the fake Memorial Day? Cause isn't there like a Memorial Day observed or something?
Right. I think it might be the 29th.
Okay. All right. Let's keep that in mind. So just wanted to make sure, Jen, don't listen to that last part. Thanks for coming on, Avery. Thanks for answering questions. It was good to have you on the show. You have a great day.
Yeah, man. You too. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem, homie. There goes our first guy. Not bad. Dude, I still cannot believe his voice is that deep. Holy crap. It's been a long time, I guess. I mean, I've seen him, but see, he's kind of been off at college. I was living away from home for a little bit, and then I moved out here. Holy shit, dude. I'm not even joking. That was weird. I still don't know if that was Avery.
How have you guys been keeping in contact? Like
text, Facebook, maybe. Yeah. See, not everybody's like all like super into tech and everything like that, and so like I've got everything. If someone wants to Skype me, I'm like, what do you want to do it on? I've got my Mac, I've got my computer, I've got my phone, I've got this, I've got that. I've even got a headset. Do you want a headset? Like I'm like ready for it all. And then most people I talk to, they're like, what? You can Skype from your phone? Well, I'll have to see if I can find a headset. And he and I, you know, we tried, I think, earlier this year, we tried getting on the PS4 to play some Dynasty Warriors, but he was using his friends, so... let's get our next guest on the line. Let's see if this works here. Yeah. Also, Dad, if you're listening in, accept my freaking Skype thing on Skype, because I'm not going to be able to call you if you don't accept it. So let's pull in our second guest here, see how this works. La da 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 da. Let's see. Do I have a different kind of guest bumper that I can use for this one? Oh, also busy again. What is the deal with everybody today? Get your stuff ready, ladies and gentlemen. Hello. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I hit the wrong button. I'm sorry I hung up on you.
No, that's quite all right. Ladies and gentlemen, Sherry Mercer. This is actually my mother. How are you doing today? So hold on. I got a little bumper, a little intro here for you.
I have a bad case of diarrhea.
So there you go. So yeah, I've had that bumper since like the very first show, and I've never been able to. I can't find where to use it at. So there we go. Why not use it on my mother? So what have you got planned for today? What are your plans for today? Cool, fun things that you might be doing now that you have a. I mean, I guess you've kind of always got a weekend going on because you are retired now.
Yes, I am. And we just got back from Biloxi, and yesterday we spent the day in New Orleans. So today we're gonna unpack.
Oh, exciting! So today's just relaxation day.
Yeah.
You just spent the last week just driving across places.
The South.
Yeah, because you guys didn't really have a goal for where you were going, right? You just kind of were driving.
Right. We
That's
went
awesome.
to Memphis. It rained that day. It rained the morning we woke up, and I told your dad, let's find a sunny place, book a place to stay at the beach. We did, and we were at the beach that night, and we spent a week there.
Look at that, ladies and gentlemen, living large.
That's right.
All right, so okay, so we've got a question for you. I don't know if you heard. Have you heard Avery's voice?
Yeah, well, I hadn't, but you know what? A lot of guys, the hormones change at the end of high school, college, and his voice just dropped, and you haven't heard it since then.
Well, there you go, Avery. Mom says you didn't go through puberty until you were 18 years old.
Exactly.
So,
and you didn't mention he plays football at college.
oh yeah, Avery's a really good football player. Who cares about sports, really? No, but he's really good at football. He's great. I mean, obviously, if he's playing at a college, he's
Awesome. We're proud of him.
Yeah, pretty dang good. So good job, Avery. Keep doing that. Okay, so we have a question for you then, Miss avid listener of the show. See what kind of knowledge that you might have. All right, so here we go.
Okay.
Who was the very first band / musician to submit their music to be played on this show? So not the very first song we played.
Right.
It would have been the first person that wasn't some random song that I pulled from the internet that, had whatever. It would have been the first.
I do not remember the name. I remember the show. I just didn't retain that information.
It's quite all right. And I picked some of these to be a little more difficult than usual. Was
it local from Virginia?
It was not. It was someone I knew back at home. I'll give you that much of a clue.
Okay.
Any idea?
No, I cannot think of who it is.
I have no idea how that happened.
We're going to go with...
Me either.
It is the Horrible Deplorables. The Horrible Deplorables.
Steven Zernecki.
Steven, he sent in his song Concubine. And that was our first song that we had that was actually submitted. I think we went with... Oh boy, we had that dumb Machine song for the very first episode, and then the second song might have been... I can't remember what.
9 Inch Nails songs in there.
Yeah, so... anyways, that's that. Well, we appreciate you coming on the show. Thank you very much. You have a great day, and thank you for listening.
You too. I love you.
Well, I love you too, I guess. Goodbye. So there goes that. We are soaking up some extra time here, so let's go ahead and actually, you know what? Yeah, let's just go ahead. So let's pull on our next guest here. We'll see how this goes. Everyone have your Skypes and phone calls ready. Makes it easy. Don't care about your days anymore. I'm just going to go straight on to the questions. So how about that? Jennifer Stewart, are you on the line?
I am on the line. How are you?
Not bad. Thank you for coming on the show. Always good to have you on.
Absolutely. It's been such a busy morning.
Yeah, I can imagine. Jen's always got a lot of stuff going on, so we're glad that she can make time for this. So
happy 10th anniversary.
Well, thank you very much. So, not going to ask you about your day because we're going to try and blow through this a little bit. I do have a question for you, though.
Yes, my sir. What is
Going to
it?
give you. Here's a little. Of course, I didn't bump this up. Here's your intro for Jen's guest music.
Oh.
A human doesn't really look like a turkey in the woods.
So there you have that. Here's your question. Here's your question. Who was our first official guest on Stream the Machine? First guest we ever had that I would have called on and said, "You are our guest."
Was it Dad? Was he not the first, or was it Ross?
I don't know. Which
Okay. I feel like I'm going to go with you are a guest. I'm going to go with Ross. He was a guest.
That is correct. He was on our very first episode. He came on before we had Karmified.
Okay.
And that's kind of where we decided, hey, we want this guy on more than just once.
Yeah, dude, he was awesome.
So there you go. Well, hey, congratulations for getting that right.
Jen, I got one thing
my prizes. You got what? You got what?
I got one thing for you. Just so you know, I've been listening to the 90s pop radio on Pandora, just preparing myself for the next showdown we have.
Round 2.
Pretty awesome, isn't it? It's pretty awesome. Has Vanilla Ice come on much?
A few times.
Round 2 will definitely be coming up. And all right. Well, thank you very much, Jen, for coming on, and thank you for getting the question right, proving that some of our people actually do listen. Although I will admit that horrible deplorables one, kind of a tough one. I thought about
who had that one.
Mom had that one.
Oh, you couldn't have given her an easier question?
I mean, I could have. I was thinking about asking what our first song was, but I don't think anyone would have known that either. So.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
Yeah, we have 2 songs an episode. We've had 20 songs now. Or sorry, 18 approximately. So, well, cool. Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
Look forward to
I love you.
having you on again. Love you too. Goodbye. Get rid of her nice and quick, which now brings us to... Let's go ahead and, man, we are rolling today. Let's see, get our next one on. Start a clip. That brings us to the news.
This just in other news.
All right, well, that brings up our next guest. Really is kind of an understatement. Ross Bays, how are you doing?
Buenos dias, fellas. Show sounds awesome so far. This is a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's almost I want to call it chat roulette, but it's almost like, just cycling through and just never done chat roulette, probably never will, but this is as close as it'll get.
You don't want to do chat roulette.
All right.
I've heard some scary things.
So, yeah definitely. Rather than, pull you on just for any old whatever and ask you a question because you know everything. You're here for every show. We're just going to call you on and we're going to do some articles because articles are sort of a high point of our show, at least in my opinion. I really like the articles. And we're going to go with it. So here we go. Actually, this was just this week. Kind of a big thing. Levi Strauss, CEO, says conserve your water and stop washing your jeans. Doesn't want you to wash your jeans anymore. Says during a recent talk at Fortune's Brainstorm Green Conference, Levi Strauss, CEO Chip Berg recommended that customers stop washing their jeans in order to conserve water. At the time, Berg was wearing a pair of dark blue jeans that hadn't been washed in at least a year, but looked none the worse for wear. These jeans have yet to see a washing machine. I know that sounds totally disgusting. I know it does, but believe me, it can be done. You can spot clean it, you can air dry it, and it's fine. I am yet to get a skin disease or anything else. It works.
I actually saw something on TV last week that was kind of the same principle, but when they discussed how you had to do it, it's way too much work. Like, you're actually putting your jeans in the freezer. Who's doing that?
Right. And, he talks about, I think, like using a toothbrush, so spot cleaning, sponge, or a toothbrush. No thanks. I only wash my jeans, I think, once a week anyways. Cause I wear them a lot for work and who cares? I mean, it's kind of, every time I wash them, they get smaller. And every time I eat a burger at lunch, I'm getting bigger. So sooner or later, it's just not going to work anymore.
But a year? That's no
That
way.
does seem pretty crazy. He also mentioned that real denim aficionados, cause those exist, claim that blue jeans should never be washed at all.
See, that's a ploy. That's a ploy to be like, oh, well, I want to be an official, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, at my job, sorry, my dog's like knocking over my...
Get out of here, dog.
Thing.
Don't get.
My work, like, I do landscaping 40 hours a week, sometimes up to 50, and I lay sod about 90% of that, so my jeans are just covered in dirt, and I'm not going to spot clean my entire jeans.
Yeah, it's, who knows? It did seem weird, but, whatever. You know what? Guy, I guess, is a denim, expert, so.
Aficionado.
Yeah, I guess we'll trust him. Let's see what, else I have here for us. Okay, let's grab this one. Okay, so quote, back that ass up, unquote, yearbook quote, may result in so this is like Inception here. It's a yearbook quote that said, back that ass up, may result in graduation ceremony ban for a Georgia senior. A Georgia high school senior may be banned from a graduation ceremony after she used elements from the periodic table to spell out a yearbook message that the school finds just a little juvenile. Paris Gray, the senior class vice president at Mundy's Mill High School in Clayton County, used the elements barium, carbon, potassium, thorium, astatine, arsenic, sulfur, uranium, and phosphorus to spell out "back that ass up" in her yearbook quote. When the going gets tough, just remember to barium, carbon, potassium, thorium, blah, 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 blah. So that's what she said, right? Not very subtle, to be honest. Because if you're listing those elements, someone's going to say, maybe I should go look those up.
Wait, in the yearbook, quick question. Are they actually spelled out, or are they the symbols?
No, it's spelled out. So here,
okay.
Link is now in the chat. Sorry, in the Skype chat for you suckers listening to the live stream. You can see it in the picture. It just says, when the going gets tough, just remember to barium, carbon, blah, 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 blah. Anyways, she says, so she got an in-school suspension. She's not allowed to walk at her senior graduation. She says, I think the reaction was beyond what it should have been because nobody understood it. Basically, it was me just saying, start all over again. You have to go back and start all over. Let me ask you guys this. At what point has the philosophy of just start over, just refresh, ever been equivalent to back that ass up? I don't know I don't even know how those are even kind of related.
Yeah, I'm gonna call baloney on that.
Yes, that is a bunch of baloney. I don't, let's see, or it's
put like some of your ham in here.
Bunch of ham, actually. I don't understand.
I mean, this girl's the vice president, for crying out loud. It's not like she's just, some troublemaker that's always, making waves. I mean, and not to mention, like, I'm looking at the picture of the yearbook, and it literally says, just remember to barium, carbon, potassium. I mean, come on, this is ridiculous.
It's so obvious, and so, yeah, I don't know how she didn't expect that to be, to get in some trouble. Last quote says, it just completely destroyed me, and my mom's been telling me don't let it ruin my happiness, but it's, like, really taking a big toll. And that's really what the quote says. I'm gonna say, you know what, tough luck. You say dumb things are going to happen.
Yeah.
I think we got time for one more. Let's see. One of these I actually was going to really dive into, but I think that might not be the good one to pull. You know what? Let's do it anyways. University of Tennessee frat suspended for pouring hot sauce on pledges' genitals.
Ooh.
University of Tennessee, and I have a bigger comment to say at the end. Looks like almost a bottle of sriracha, which they're going to have to change because that plant's going to get destroyed. University of Tennessee has suspended a campus fraternity after students admitted to hazing their pledges by paddling them and pouring hot sauce on their genitals. The UT, what did we say? University of Tennessee. Okay, sorry. UT chapter of Alpha Phi Alpha has had its registration revoked until August 2016 and is no longer regarded a campus organization. An investigation turned up a pair of underwear stained by hot sauce. Says some of the hazing incidents resulted in pledges requiring medical attention. The current membership at the UT chapter includes fewer than 10 people, and 12 students were pledging the frat. According to the Johnson City Press, the fraternity's national headquarters had already rejected the prospective pledges, so they went through the hazing rituals with no chance of actually becoming APA brothers. In addition to hot sauce and the paddling, pledges at APA were screamed at for failing to answer their questions. Just kind of a dumb article. I wanted to bring it up for one reason only. Frats, in my opinion, are absolutely ridiculous and stupid.
Yeah.
I went to a community college. The frat there was like an honor student program. So, I mean, it wasn't really a frat. If I'm to believe the things I see in TV and read in news articles about people getting hot sauce poured on their junk, whoever wants to be in a frat? I don't understand. At what point, like, it feels like if you're joining a frat, you're basically joining the jackass crew. You're joining a bunch of dudes who are just there to eventually, exploit something about you for their own entertainment. And I wouldn't want to surround myself with those kind of people.
Yeah, and I've been through hazing in terms of like the Marine Corps, and I remember right before I left for boot camp, there was this big 2020 special on the Marines and how they granted their jump wings to the other guys. I don't know if you guys remember that. It was like video footage of these guys putting their jump wings into their chest and then punching them in there and slamming them into walls. It was a fiasco. And
Ooh.
I remember seeing that and thinking like, what the hell have I gotten myself into?
Right.
And, but I mean, I've been through that. And it's like, when you're in the military and you do it, it's different because you're thinking that it's like, we're doing it to make ourselves tougher, or, the tougher we are, the better we'll be at our job. But I mean, at a college, when the dude's got the blonde hair draped over one eye and, trying to be tough, whatever. It's college.
Yeah, that, it does seem, I don't know. But, I guess power to them and, suffer the consequences.
Yeah, I mean, last year, living in Champaign down by U of I, there was 4 frats around our apartment. Like, we were surrounded.
Wow.
By frat guys. And it got old real fast.
Like, I'm surprised you didn't just get dumber by the radiation of just the 4
what
frats around you.
I would wait until the nights they had parties and then go on my back patio because there was like a back door to these frats that had like a little code input.
Yeah.
And I'd wait for the drunk people to come up and then I'd use my laser pointer and shine it on the pad because it was all reflective. And then they'd keep messing up and lock themselves out. And then get angry and have to walk around to the front.
Oh,
so it was entertaining to say the least.
Like a bunch of cats.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? Unfortunately, since this was kind of our thing for Ross today, because we don't have a Karmified segment, unfortunately. However, I had a blast still having you on the show, Ross. You are one of the real important parts of the show, the part that I really don't want to get rid of. There's a time where you were gone and it was fun to have something else kind of happen to sort of switch it up. But I definitely, wouldn't want that on a normal basis. So thank you very much for everything you've done for the show. We see you as sort of this sort of imaginary third host because you're on here so much and you come every day and you've already got, you've got such good things to offer to us. And while you're not, the official third host coming up, you're definitely, it feels like you are. So, we appreciate you and that's why we wanted to get you, coming up here, to help us out.
Absolutely my pleasure. I love the show, and I love doing the show with you guys, and as always, I wish you the best.
Well, thank you very much, Ross. We look forward to having you on next week and getting back down to grassroots.
All right, happy 10th, guys.
Thank you very much. Have a good day.
Thanks,
what Ross didn't mention was he had a bachelorette party at his house last night, which is actually where Rachel's at right now. Lots of crazy women going on over there. So, I think he holed up inside of his cave and just played some games, which is probably what I would have done. Alrighty, let's pull on our next guest here. Oh look, my dad listened. He did. Let's see if we can get him on the show here. Oh, what could I have for this?
Hey.
Hello, is this Lyle Mercer?
Yes, it is.
Well, hello there. Hold
How's
on.
it going, Lyle?
Let me play your intro music here.
He smokes with cigarettes.
There you go. So, welcome to the show. This is our 10th episode, as I'm sure you already know. Appreciate you for setting up Skype and doing all that crazy stuff. My parents didn't even have Skype set up yesterday, and they set it up just so they could come on the show.
Oh.
So, thank you very much. Have a question for you, if you're such an avid listener.
I am.
Okay, name one segment. This is a multiple choice. No, it's not actually. It's an open answer, somewhat of an open answer. Name one segment that has been on the show before today's episode that is no longer on the show. So something that we may have used. It's any kind of segment that we used at one point or another, but we are not using anymore.
Well, I do appreciate you giving me a much easier question than you gave your mother.
You playing favorites, Jay?
The health segment.
Say what?
The health segment.
What would you say the name of that health segment would have been?
Oh, well, now you're getting picky. Geez, I couldn't tell you.
Well...
Oh, what a relief it is!
There is no relief. It was to Health and Back again.
Oh.
So there's one. Go ahead and I'll give you, just to redeem yourself, guess one other segment that we are no longer using. Some of these segments I think we may have only used for one show, maybe two.
Oh, wow. Boy. Yeah, you're going to have to just go ahead and buzz me.
Oh, not again.
Winning.
No, you're not. So, what does it mean, machine? we used for the very first episode. Talked about some games and their cinematic quality, stuff like that.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
That hasn't come back yet. It will. Ladies and gentlemen, that segment will come back, just not yet. And then, let's see, Word of the Week. We had that for about one episode or two episodes. About a week. It was really the Word of the Week. And then on this day, I think we used on that day, and then that was about it. We think we used it twice, talking about historical events happening on that particular day in the past. But yes, the health segment was the one that we used the most, and then scrapped about halfway through. So there you go. I guess, we'll go ahead and give you half a point. Let's see. Do I have anything funny? How about something what Miley Cyrus fans would say? There you go. Little cry for you there. So good work. Thank you for coming on the show as always. Hope you guys can relax today. And take it easy after that big trip you guys had this week.
Oh, I'm sure I can.
So enjoy the day. Thank you again for coming on, and thank you for listening. We will talk to you soon.
It's been fun.
Thanks.
And there he goes. Last guess, and then we're going to come up on our first song segment. We made good time. We were struggling there for a second, but now we're on time. It's very good to be punctual about things. Although here's where we're going to slow down a little bit, because I forgot to write down the phone number of our next guest. So hold on a second as I look it up. Da-da-da.
Now, quick question for you.
Go ahead.
How is this next guest related to you? I feel like that should be the first question.
She is my sister. She is my sister. She's my other sister. So it's not Jen again. We are not calling Jen on again. So you may have noticed that all of our guests currently, except for Ross, are family members. I blame that solely on our listeners, because I offered up the opportunity to be on the show, and we're still growing. So unfortunately, we just keeping it in family in the moment, very ancestral, which is always a good idea. So here we go. Let's see, not added in my contacts. Let's see, add to group call. Here we go. Renee, if she's not going to know now. I should have mentioned it earlier. Then she would have known. She should have known with that kind of prep, though.
Well, hello?
Hello, is this Renee Johnson?
Yes, it is.
Oh, well, here.
Kapuya! Kapuya!
Thank you very much. There's your little intro music for coming on the show today.
Oh, thanks.
Renee is my other sister. So I've got Jen, who lives back at home, and then Renee, who lives in St. Louis, correct?
Yes, I do.
So
that's where my roommate is right now. One of them.
Well, we thank you for coming on the show and for listening. It's I know not everyone can always listen to every show, and I don't even know if everyone does listen to every show. It's not that big of a deal. That's why we got multiple episodes, so you can listen to whichever ones you want and pick the good ones, pick the bad ones. But here's a question for you. And
alrighty.
As you've noticed, the questions have been favoring people who have heard more than one show. So hopefully, if
I don't know. I've caught pieces here and there, and then kids running around asking for stuff like breakfast and clothing.
No, you know what? It's quite all right. I understand. As avid of a podcast fan as I am, I go through phases. Last year, I don't think I listened to a single podcast. I was at work, because it really depends on my job. Right now, I listen to podcasts 8 hours a day. But last year, I didn't listen to hardly a single one, and then you get home, and then you just can't find time for it. So here we go. Here's our question for you. This is actually semi-easy. So if you get it wrong, you should feel extra bad.
Oh, cool. Well, as I put it in the little chat thing here, I'm using my lifeline, which is calling Mom. I'm on the phone. I can't call Mom if I'm already on the phone.
Well, I suppose we could. Okay, so we'll do that. If you can't get it right, we will call in the maternal unit and see what she has to say. Whoops, I gave you don't listen to that. That was an incorrect sound clip. Your question: who was our official second guest on Stream the Machine?
Official second guest.
So if Ross was our...
Ben got the first one, and that was Ross, right?
Mm-hmm.
Second one. Let's see. Was it another family member?
It might have been.
I don't remember.
So are you going to call in your lifeline at this point?
If she wasn't a guest. No, I don't think she was a guest. So, yeah.
Okay, so let's see. Oh, and of course she's off, mother. She signed off of Skype as soon as... So that's... hold on a second. This is what we're going to do. Let's go ahead and add 1-2-1-9-8-2-0. Let's see if she... Don't listen to that phone number, ladies and gentlemen. Yep, now everyone's going to call
totally
her.
Going to call it.
Well, it doesn't look like it wants to call. Let's see here. Well, I'm going to... And here's the thing, is I actually think I wrote down the incorrect answer in my notes. So I'm going to...
Well, cool. Well, I have a question for you.
Okay, go ahead.
About the news.
Mm-hmm.
And it's about St. Louis news, because I love the news segment. And I've got a really weird piece of news from St. Louis.
Okay, go right ahead.
And you can Google it and find the answer.
All right.
By cheating. Do you know what the Yes We Can social club is? It's been in the news in the St. Louis area recently.
I don't think so. I don't think I've heard of that at all. Yes, we can.
Well, you are missing out.
Apparently. Let's see here. Yes, we can social club. I keep seeing something about 30 people taken into custody.
Yeah, that would be it.
Please.
Okay, I'll give you a quick little bit. It was a strip club / brothel run out of a woman's one-story brick home about 10 minutes from our house.
Good Lord. That's crazy.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Her 16-year-old son, they were using his bedroom as the, quote, VIP room. I think that was the brothel section. And he was the bartender.
Oh, that's great.
Isn't that great?
That sounds like something that should be happening in the South. I don't think St. Louis is South enough for that.
News, it's part of that news that you just can't make up.
Weird. Well, thank you for that. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to give you a little bit of Ed McMahon there, because I think I wrote down the wrong answer. I put down Jen. I actually think Dad was our second guess.
I was going to guess him.
Because it was for his
birthday. And I didn't do it.
No, actually,
right, exactly.
He was, I don't think he was technically an official guest, so maybe that's what it was, actually. So because I called him out of nowhere and asked him trivia questions. So
I do like that section too. I like the news and I like the trivia.
Yeah.
When you guys quiz each other.
I kind of wanted to do trivia today, but I felt like this kind of fell into the trivia category, so we didn't need to double up too much. But yes, that's one thing that probably will never be going away so long as there's plentiful amounts of trivia out there for us to gather. Well, thank you yes, about geography. Thank you very much for coming on the show and listening and all that kind of good stuff.
Yeah, no problem. I love it.
Appreciate it. Glad we could get you on here. So you have a wonderful day, Renee.
Thank you. You too.
And there, she's gone. She disappears. That brings us up to we are rocking on time. It brings us up to our first song. So, I don't know if you remember. Of course you do. I'm sure you do, because you're now a co-host. We the Machine was the band I talked about, I think, of the first episode, about how we kind of had a little name clash with, that, not really a name clash, I want to say, because we didn't fight about it, but, they wanted the old Twitter that I had, that I've been squatting on for however many years for, a Guild Wars guild thing. Anyways, got in contact with the guy, said, hey, we're doing a special show, is there anything we can work out? And he said, well, here you go. We got a new song we just released, a brand new video. It's for a song called The Scarecrow. If you want to see the video, you can look it up on YouTube. We the Machine, The Scarecrow. It's up there. Pretty cool video. Got the song for it. He's going to allow us to play it today. Sort of prep their stuff up. They got a new album coming out, a new EP, I think in June, maybe July. And he might even, we've talked about it. There's nothing official yet, but we might even have him on the show to talk about the album, talk about tour dates, stuff like that, get some exciting stuff. I will, post a link later on the blog. They are trying to go on Warped Tour. And so they've got a Battle of the Bands website for Warped Tour, where if you go, you vote for them. Basically, they get entered into a drawing of the most popular votes. They are 16th in the United States for being voted to go on Warped Tour. So
now, in that vote, does only the top person get to go on Warped Tour? Or is it
no, now I think
top
it's
5, top 10?
It's a top amount. I believe I saw top 100, but I would hazard to guess that people who have higher votes are going to have a higher likelihood of getting in there. Because you're not going to vote number 99 or 100 in, I wouldn't think, if you had 98 other people that people preferred to be on there. But who knows? Anyways, go vote for him. We the Machine. Probably can Google it at Battle of the Bands, but I'll post that link later on the blog. Let him go on Warped Tour, guys, because the singer, the vocalist Jace, really cool guy. He's been really helpful, helping out with the show and all that kind of stuff. Really excited to play one of their songs today. So this is a little bit different than usual. This is a real heavy song. Probably put it in the lines of like a screamo, post-hardcore sort of thing. It's going to have a little bit of screaming, a little bit of metal, whatever. It's a good song. So, ladies and gentlemen, enjoy it. When we come back, we have a very special guest today that I'm really excited to pull on the show.
Me too.
I'm excited. I love everyone that came up for the first part of the show. Great way to start the show. We're going to have a damn good way to end the show as well. So, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. It is We the Machine with The Scarecrow. This is from their Seasons EP that is yet to be released. Can find them on iTunes, blah, blah, blah. Here we go. The Scarecrow.
I want to do it because it's fun. It's fun to do bad things.
You are listening to a Fly Science Productions podcast.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We the Machine. How do you like that?
Well, I like it. I say if someone were to take that Twitter handle, then they better make good use of it.
They're making good use of it.
Yeah.
It's exciting. You know, I've been in contact with that guy just a little bit here and there. Really nice dude. Not the kind of guy to, like, you know, get in contact with and then, you know, just doesn't talk, or, you know, he's always very responsive. He's very down to earth, you know. It's not like you would expect someone who's ranked 16th in the United States to be on Warped Tour. You know, it's very humble, very fun. So, thank you to him for sending that in to us. Hopefully we can get him on the show. We're going to see if our guest is ready to come on. There's a big fat hoping that he is. And we will see what happens. Let us see. And there's a call going out to the man that is secret. The secret man, that's our guest.
James Bond?
Nothing yet. It is ringing and ringing. Is there anything else we can talk about while we're waiting for this? We got any other kind of news we want to drop?
Well, I know we're saving that one big thing till the end.
Yeah, so let's not mention that yet. Let's see. You know what? Let's see. Let's pull back up news articles, I guess. I will mention an article or two in passing here while we wait for Homeboy to respond. Talked to him last night. He said he should have been still good for everything, so here's hoping. I was kind of excited to get to talk to him, and if he doesn't come on, we will explain who he is, but we will wait for now. Let's see. Alright, here's an article I dropped from today, but what's up? Arizona high school causes controversy by dedicating yearbook pages to teen parents. An Arizona high school principal has been dealing with calls from angry parents after the school decided to donate 2 pages in its yearbook to students who are parents or who are expecting. Mesa High School's... Yeah, it does seem a little weird, doesn't it? Mesa High School's 255-page yearbook has donated number 40 and pages number 40 and 41 to honor students who are balancing children and school, titling, I'm working a double shift. Principal Jim Souter declined to elaborate about the nature of the complaints he has received or reveal how many he has received. The yearbook is to commemorate the achievements of the students, particularly the senior class. Probably this would not fall into that category. Let's see. Yeah, so people aren't happy with having a yearbook devoted to teen parents. I would kind of have to side with parents on this one, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I can see it.
It's a nice gesture to commemorate anybody for anything. But when you're that young, man, first of all, you're impressionable. Second of all, you're dumb as hell. And so, you know, and something like this is an opportunity to get, you know, attention, not necessarily in a, just like a mongering way, but, it just, I don't know. I think it lends to stuff that we kind of don't want to encourage people to do.
Yeah, like, people are gonna, like, the underclassmen are gonna say, oh, it's like, this person had a baby in high school, and she gets like a whole page of the yearbook dedicated to that.
Exactly.
So it can't be that bad.
Yeah, we had. Did you have any high school pregnancies? Like people you knew or friends or?
Not. I don't know. Can't think of the timeline. No one had a baby in high school.
Okay.
But there were some that either like shortly after or like the next year. But I don't think there was any high school babies.
Okay. I think we had 1 or 2. I mean, it wasn't like a widespread, like, epidemic or anything, but,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. It's definitely, here's the thing, is you don't want to tell people what to do with their bodies or what to, whatever. It's their stuff. But kids are young and they're stupid. Even at age 21, 22, you're still a moron. I'm a moron at age 24. Like, it takes a while for you to develop. And being at that age, any kind of influence is for a life-changing decision like that is just not great. Don't do it.
Yeah.
Please don't do that. It's just, I don't know. I'm going to try one more time to get this homie on the phone.
All right. Cross your fingers.
Yes, and then we're going to double cross our fingers and hope that I sent a little thing to Ross and said, hey, we might need some backup here.
On the Calvary.
Yes, but he hasn't responded. So Ross might be gone as well. We'll find out. Let's see, where's that other article I had? Well, that's a bummer. I had contacted this guy multiple times to make sure that he was set up for today. And he seemed alright with it. I guess it happens, though. People get busy, and what are you going to do? You just move on, you do new things, and you keep going.
Drop us a line. But he wouldn't be able to make it, though.
Yeah, oh well. Yes, stuff indeed does happen. I sent him a link to listen into the show. So if he ever does get into listening it, no biggie. Thank you for at least trying to help us out with it. So I was going to have on the show a guy named Brian Dunaway. He is he's one of my favorite flavors of podcasting. He does a lot of podcasts with the network that I listen to, and does a lot of co-hosting. Doesn't really host himself, but he is just got an interesting brand of humor that he brings to most of the shows. He specifically does the film podcast that I listen to, and then does a gaming show podcast with the same guy that runs that whole network. And, when he listens to, or when he does the episodes for the film, he's very, like everyone else is either loving it or hating it. And he's very kind of middle ground, trying to bridge the gap and say, well, look at this movie. It may not be terrible because of this. And this is, and it's a very interesting guy. Like I said, definitely a quirky sense of humor that I actually really enjoy. He's actually my favorite host on that show for that reason. Just a funny dude. And just has an interesting way at looking things. He actually is kind of what inspired the deal section that we have in our podcast, because he has something that he calls Dunaway deals that are just gaming deals that he finds weekly and likes to throw on the show. So I guess that's about it. Doesn't look like he's going to be on for us today, which is unfortunate. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. Thought we were set. Instead, let us see if we can get Ross back on, and then we can just talk a little bit about. I don't know. I was going to have a backup for all of this, and then everything got confirmed, so I kind of scrapped everything. Be a great 10th episode. We could always end early, though. We always have long shows.
Yeah. That'll be everyone's treat. It's just... I don't know. It's a shorter show. Is Ross answering?
No. It looks like everyone's giving us the shaft, man. Ladies and gentlemen, this is amateur hour. Doesn't look like we're going to get anybody on the line.
Well, that's a buzz, though.
Yeah, it is. It's not wrong with my Skype, I don't think, because...
Yo!
Hello, Russ. How are you doing?
Hey there.
I don't know if you got my message on Facebook, but our guest must have had something come up. He is not here for the show today.
No!
Yeah, so, instead of having him on the show, I thought I might bring you back on.
All right.
If you've got the time. Are you busy at the moment?
Not anymore. I'm good now.
Okay, well, I apologize if we pulled you away from anything. No, so you went on... Did you take a vacation this last week?
I wouldn't say... Well, I mean, yeah, I guess it was a vacation. My family and where I grew up was in New Hampshire, so I pretty much just took the first chance I had to go back and visit them, because I really only get a chance to go back about every once a year, so...
Sure. Well, that's fun. So, did you guys do anything fun out there? Wow, this is riveting podcasting.
Well, I tell you, it's interesting because, you know, like when I left high school, you know, I mean, I wasn't even out of high school for 3 weeks, and I was in the Marine Corps. So it was kind of a quick shove out of, you know, fun high school days with your friends and, you know, getting that chance to be lazy and do nothing for a while until you find a job and then, you know, find a girlfriend or whatever.
Right.
But it was, I was in the Marine Corps really, really quickly. And then when I finally came back from boot camp and whatnot, it was a quick shove back into like, oh man, they're here my friends and everybody's good. And I tell you, this last week that I went back, I got a chance to get together with some old friends from when I was, you know, 16, 17 years old. And it became really apparent really quickly that none of us have grown up one damn bit.
But, you know, I would say that's probably a good thing. I'll tell you what, it's a real bummer when you meet back up with someone and realize that you actually don't have things in common with them anymore.
Yeah, that's kind of rough. And, you know, I was kind of afraid of that at first because these are people that when you think about, you know, going back in the day, like we had so much fun and we were inseparable, we'd be friends forever. And I was kind of worried that you know, that might happen. And then we're like, well, that's kind of a buzzkill. And you kind of ruin some memories, you know?
Right.
But that was not the case at all. I mean, we did exactly what we did when we were 16, which was just get in the car, go get some food, go get some coffee, and then sit and watch the planes land at the airport, which is really all there is to do in New Hampshire.
Well, yeah. Or you could Google, what did we find? Kittens was New Hampshire. You could go, yeah, because apparently people are Googling kittens more than any other state in New Hampshire.
That's great.
So there's that. So Ross and I both now actually have new video cards. Well, he doesn't currently. He has it.
I have it with me. It's sitting next to me calling my name.
So I installed a new video card yesterday. Very excited. And of course, I still have 2 or 3 games that I cannot run on max settings, which is a bummer because I'm a huge quality snob and I should have known that I wouldn't have, there are certain games that just are monsters. But it actually runs a lot of things really well. I'm excited. It's fun. It's, you know, I've been able to, do a lot. I mean, I booted up Far Cry 3 and then just like some crazy good like lighting effects and shadows and everything. I mean, some games are looking crazy good. Other games are just like, oh, okay, you know, it runs better. It's not great, but it runs better.
Yeah.
I'm definitely glad that I got the improvement though, so I'm excited.
I know you've played Minecraft. Have you seen Frankie's? You know Frankie on YouTube, right? Daisy
yes,
Frankie?
Correct. I do. Yeah.
Have you seen his most recent Minecraft video where he's running on like max settings with this texture pack and the shaders and all that?
No, I haven't. So it must be insane if you're bringing it up.
You have to see it. Like, I mean, because I love Minecraft and the quality is terrible. You know,
right.
It's like 8-bit, but when you see, I mean, it doesn't look like DayZ or Battlefield 4 or anything. But when you know Minecraft and you look at what this texture pack and this shader pack all has done with the video card that he has, it is amazing. Check it out.
Definitely will. That's exciting. I knew that they could do some texture packs for that, and that's actually what I look for in a lot of games now is like texture mods because it can enhance the what you're getting out of that particular game.
I got a quick question for you guys.
Yes, go ahead and ask.
I'm a novice when it comes to PC gaming, and my graphics card is 3 years old and used before I even had it.
Okay.
What do you guys look for in a graphics card? Like, if I were to upgrade mine, what would you suggest to look into?
You can really, I mean, honestly, I would just Google, you want to look, the keyword is benchmarks. Like, okay, when I was looking for a new card, I basically you can type into Google the card that you're looking at compared to either your card or another card you're looking at, and it will give you comparisons of the performance. So, like, I was looking at the 680, and then I looked at NVIDIA 770. So I typed in 770 versus 680, and it popped up, showed me everything. You know, it's not so much the specs. I mean, you want to look for, like, how many gigabytes of video RAM it's got. Most cards nowadays, you want to have 2. And sooner or later, it's going to get higher. But but then they also will show you like frame rates. That's really all that I look at. There's a lot of other stuff like textures per second and all this other kind of little goofy little things, processing stuff that it can handle, and you can look at those if you understand them all. But I generally don't understand them all, so I just look and I go, on those versus pages they will pick heavy games, Far Cry, Battlefield 4. Other BioShock Infinite, they will pick those games and then run both of them at like max settings on both cards, and then tell you what the frames per second is on both of them. Okay. And then essentially, depending on what you want, you go with the card that has the higher, the higher frame rates, because that's what you're going to get the best performance out of most of the time, if not all of the time.
Tony, what kind of games do you generally play on your computer?
He's brand new.
I'm all sorts of new. Like, I've had a Steam account for I think 3 years, and just like buying like random games just in the hopes of one day having a PC. Right now, I just got Chivalry, and that is a load of fun.
Yes, it is. It's a weird, like almost medieval Call of Duty.
Like a first person. Like, you're a knight, and you're just going to go lob a sword at people in first person.
It's a lot of fun, actually. I did not expect to have so much fun when I got Chivalry, but it is a lot of fun. It's way better than Mount and Blade. I got Mount and Blade because people had recommended that to me, and it's not really similar. It's similar in, like, the basest aspect of it all, but Chivalry is a lot better. It's multiplayer focused, it's quick, it's easy, the controls are not hard to understand, and it's a lot of fun, especially if you get up there with a buddy, because it's easy when you team up.
Yeah.
Because a lot of it's about teamwork. If you just run up and just kind of slaughter stuff, yeah, it's fun, but you can't always do like the objective missions sometimes, so...
Yeah, it's more fun with friends. And since we're talking about gaming, let me take this opportunity to kind of brag, if I can, because just this last week I was able to finally, after like 8 years of playing, I was finally able to acquire my own legendary weapon in World of Warcraft.
Holy shit. Wow, so that's big news.
Yeah, I mean, it would have been great 7 years ago, but...
Yeah, but even still, I mean, I didn't really even realize that legendaries were still a thing.
Yeah, I mean, they've done all kinds of stuff lately, but and this isn't, and here's the thing. It's not even really bragging, because it's not like I've still been playing that much with a guild and raiding every week to get an actual legendary that's relevant now. Right. I've been trying to get the legendary from level 60.
Oh, okay. Well, even still, it's still an achievement. Which one did you get?
Thunder Fury, the
nice.
Blessed Blade of the Windseeker.
I believe that actually made it over into Diablo 3.
Really?
Yes.
I didn't know
Thunder
that.
Fury was one of them that they pulled over into Diablo just for the heck of it, because it was a little Easter egg for people who had played vanilla World of Warcraft.
That's pretty sweet. Now, do you know if it has like the same like look and all that?
I think yes. It's got the same look. I believe it even has similar stats. Not the same, but obviously, like if it does like nature damage, I think it does something similar to that or whatever. Yeah. It has similar stats to it. Not 100% sure.
Seeing as I've never played World of Warcraft, what's the significance of a legendary weapon? Just a super badass weapon?
The legendaries are the hardest class of weapons you can get, because you can't just kill a boss to get them. You have to kill a boss to get the part that you need to build the legendary. So it's like lots of collecting stuff from different areas, and it's difficult. I'm impressed, Ross. I don't know if I've known anybody that's gotten a legendary.
I mean, it is kind of neat, because really at this point right now, with World of Warcraft and their membership declining the way that it has been over the last couple of years, really the only thing that I do is take this thing, put it in my hand so everybody can see it, and I stand in the middle of Stormwind, and people are like, whoa, it is real. And it's just some 8-year-old kid that's just heard about it. That's all I do with it.
Yeah, that's funny. Because that stuff's so old, there's not a lot of people really going for it anymore. So it's almost like a historical artifact at this point. I mean, it is in the context of the lore of the story, but since no one really has it, it is interesting. You probably can't transmogrify that, can you?
No, I tried first thing, but no, you can't.
Yeah, I was going to say, putting that skin on another weapon would be awesome. Yeah. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I think we might just end... it's going to be an easy show today, I guess. Be easy to digest. It's only going to be about an hour and a half. you know what? It's a nice change from the usual. We always nail that 2-hour mark pretty quickly. So thank you, Ross, for coming back on and filling in a spot.
Always here to please.
All of the knowledge. We look forward to having you back on next week. So,
all right. See you guys.
Have a good day. So there's that. Thanks to Ross for all of his goodness. That brings us to the end of our show. Well, thank you for listening today, everybody. Tony, if people want to help out, they've heard this show now, and they've like, God damn it. They're like, they are horrible at getting guests on this show. That guy didn't even show up. We want to say, well, hold on. Check out the website and what else? What else can they do to help us out?
Our website, streamthemachine.com. There you can find links to everything. We got the new category, plus minus infinity. You can find us on social media. We're on Facebook. I think you could be able just to search under Facebook Stream the Machine. You'll be able to find us. We're on Twitter. Even our Twitch page is where we stream all of our stuff, which we'll provide links to every Saturday.
Let me just update right now. If you don't go to twitch.com/Mr. Jake anymore. That was what we were streaming on originally. It was now twitch.com. Sorry, it's not .com, it's .tv. Twitch.tv/STM show. First of all, just go to the freaking website. And then you can log in from there and just watch it there. Give us site traffic. Let us know that you guys are watching. If you guys go straight to the Twitch page, we have no idea if you've tuned into the show or not. Mm-hmm. I can only go off of what the site tells me that I've had visits on that page. So, watch it on the page if you can. We've even got the chat there. Great chat interaction today. So good job, ladies and gentlemen. That's kind of the stuff we want. Sorry that I wasn't able to, neither of us were really able to chat in there, but we had a busy show. We're trying to get stuff out there today. So, maybe the next show. Sorry, I interrupted you. Go ahead and.
That's all good. I wasn't even thinking about that. That was a good point. But yeah, today we didn't have any sponsors because we were just kind of hoping to fly through things, but you can sponsor a segment for $5, and we can just, if you got a charity, you just want to be like, hey, I'll sponsor you, just give me a bunch of compliments for a few minutes. We'll just compliment you. I'll write you a poem if you really want me to.
Now,
I promise it'll be good, but I can try.
There's the challenge. Now I want someone to sponsor us. I want to see what Tony's got. I want to see what his repertoire of the English language is.
I can get a couple haikus going.
Good.
You want?
Keep it
it's
fresh.
Up to you. Along with that, there's our Patreon page at www.patreon.com/streamthemachine. And there it's just like, I think there's flat donations, and there's also like a way to like each month do a donation. And it just helps to further along our show.
Absolutely. That one, and that's also the one that we have the goals attached to. So if we hit the $50 mark, what did I even say for the $50 mark? Let's take a look. I forgot. It's $50. What did I say? Did I say we'd get...
we were going to have people on the show.
Yeah, so...
just did today.
Right. Imagine today, but we would probably just... maybe you'd be we'd get you guys as, the third and the fourth or the fifth or however many people. We'd just all have a community show. I don't know. We'd do it a little different. We wouldn't do it the same way we did today. We'd switch it up, but... Email in your music. We like listening to stuff. We like listening to We the Machine. We like listening to the Horrible Deplorables. We like all of that kind of stuff. Why are you back on? Let's see. Mom, we're hanging up on you.
Hi.
No idea why she came on the call there. I have no idea how that happened. That was weird. She just came back online. I think it pulled her onto the show. Okay, whatever. Anyways, a little interruption from my mother there. Hello. You can follow us on Twitter. I am at Redefined Jack. Tony is at Tony DePalma51. Show is at STM Podcast. The website is Stream the Machine. Want to thank everybody for coming on the show today. You've been awesome. Thank you, everybody, really. For listening in, coming, answering my dumb questions, filling in the time. Thanks for Ross coming in and, making sure that at the end of our show ended all right. Thanks both to Ross and Tony for helping organize this episode. Big episode. Had a lot of stuff go on. Not gonna lie, as much fun as it was, it will be nice to get back to the sort of much more relaxed vibe of the other shows. But it's fun to do something like this every once in a while. Keeps it fresh. Let's go ahead and take the note out where I thank Brian for coming on the show. Deleted. I want to thank Modern Technology for allowing us to do this podcast relatively easily. Still have some hitches occasionally, but you know what? Who would have thought 10 years ago she could just be doing radio shows like this, broadcasted over the internet in your own frickin' house for, approximately. Yeah. I mean, if you're going to take in computer costs, okay, fine. It's like $1,000. But if you're not going to count that, less than $100. I spent, I think, $30 on my mic on sale. Mm-hmm. Pretty damn good mic. So thank you for all of that. Thank you to my buddy Chandler. He's another guy I work with. He actually developed us a offline, stream graphic. So when you go to the Twitch page, if you're ever like, I wonder if they're online right now for whatever reason, you show up. It will no longer just give you a big offline message. You'll have a nice little graphic that says Stream the Machine is offline. So just putting it out gracefully. Thank you for him for giving that. Thanks again to Clarence for helping us with the site, adding his stuff to the site, doing great work with that. So here is the special part of the show that we hyped up at the very beginning, and I'm sure it's the one part that you guys were waiting for. The entire show. Let's go ahead and get a little drum roll from Will Ferrell over there. Thank you very much. We are adding a second show per week. There will be another show in the middle of the week now for Stream the Machine. You will have your Saturday shows, and then every Tuesday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern, 6:30 p.m. Central, we will have a show at night. It will not be an hour and a half long. It will probably be closer to the hour mark. I'm not looking at it as a shortened show necessarily, just as an opportunity to get some overflow. There's some other stuff that we like to talk about. We can't always fit on our shows, Yeah.
From now on, we're gonna discuss ramblings and Metal Gear Solid on the secondary show.
Exactly. Yeah. So for those of you who last week were sick of me talking about a video game you'd never even heard about for 40 minutes or however, it wasn't 40, but it was pretty long. Now we're going to push that stuff off to Tuesday. We're going to, I guess we'll give you a little peek. We're looking at something, probably pushing our game segment that way. Also thinking about doing a tech news segment that night. We will save Karmified for our Saturdays because Saturday's our big show. That's where we want to get Ross. We wouldn't be able to fit him on a Tuesday show. So don't worry. Just because episode 11 will be this week and Ross won't be on it, he's not leaving. Ross will be back next Saturday. So we will now have 2 shows a week. I'm excited. I like doing this show. And we had talked about this before and, just schedules and trying to figure out how everything works. And, it is subject to change. Maybe it just, maybe it won't always work, but for now it will. So currently, episode 11, our very next episode, will be this Tuesday, 7:30 p.m., 6:30 p.m. Central. That's about it. We have one last song, and that's it. We're out of here. We're done. We can relax. We can take these next couple of days and say, oh shit, we have to prepare for another show.
3-day weekend.
Yes. Okay, so for the show, we had a kind of a really intense song starting in the middle. We're going to have a really easygoing song to finish this out today. In honor of the Horrible Deplorables being our first submitted music on the show, we are going, our friend Steven Zernecki, leader of the Horrible Deplorables, the Horrible Deplorable himself, has created us an electric instrumental of the first song he sent us, Concubine. This was made specifically for this show. We wanted to have him on the show today, but he's busy. He's up in Chicago, I think, said something about being on a train. What even is a train? So now we have...
Can't say I've ever been on a train, honestly.
You know what? I haven't either. I've been on a metro. I went to Washington, D.C., and there was metros all over the place, but never been on a train. So here we go. We have the Horrible Deplorables. The song Concubine from the album, and I titled it myself, Stream the Machine 10th episode. How do you like that?
Yep.
No vocals on this one. This is just an instrumental, but it's very relaxing, very easy way to go out on the show. So here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Next episode is Tuesday. Do not tune in next Saturday expecting it to be episode 11. It will be this week. That's it for that. I don't think there's anything else to say. I'm excited. I had a great time today. So thank you, Tony, for coming on. Here we go. Let's do it. We will see you guys Tuesday evening. Goodbye.
See ya.
Can't have sex with bones.